the Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable and Excellency Ministers from Member States and Permanent Secretaries here, the Deputy Director General of the Universal Postal Union, the Secretary General of the Pan African Postal Union, the Chairperson of the PAPU Plenipotentiary Conference, the Chairperson of the Administrative Council, heads of delegation from ministries, regulators, and designated operators, the Executive Director of Uganda Communications Commission, members of the PAPU Administrative Council and observers, esteemed delegates from member states, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning to you all. Responding to a rumor that he was seriously ill and possibly dead, Mark Twain told journalists that the reports of my death are grossly exaggerated. If there is anything, the 11th Plenipotentiary Conference in Kampala has demonstrated it. It is the fact that reports of the death of postal services were greatly exaggerated. Strangely, COVID-19 was supposed to kill everything in its wake. Instead, it gave the post a new lease of life. When I assumed office in 2021, the postal industry across Africa was emerging from unprecedented disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a period defined by uncertainty, strained logistics systems, and rapidly changing demands. At the same time, the sector was navigating a broader transformation marked by digital disruption and rising expectations from governments, businesses, and citizens. Yet, out of that storm came clarity. The pandemic underscored the indispensable role of postal networks in sustaining trade, delivering essential services, and connecting communities. Today, we can say with confidence that the storm has passed, and we see more clearly the path ahead. A path that calls for resilience, innovation, and renewed commitment to building a modern, digitally enabled postal sector that meets the needs of a changing world. As we meet here in Kampala, I can only express my honor and privilege of serving the Pan African Postal Union at a time of such profound change in our sector. Together, we have worked closely to reposition PAPU as a more structured, responsive, and forward-looking institution. We have strengthened our internal systems by establishing functional technical committees, expert working groups, and coordinated platforms that now drive our work in a more systematic and results-oriented manner. We have moved from fragmented engagements to a more organized and professional approach to addressing the sector's challenges. We have also placed strong emphasis on evidence-based policymaking. Through continental studies and sector-wide analysis, we have equipped member states with the data and insights needed to make informed decisions and pursue meaningful reforms. This shift has enabled PAPU to move from assumption-driven discussions to strategic, data-informed action. Above all, we have advanced Africa's digital postal transformation. Through partnerships with the African Union, the Universal Postal Union, and other global actors, we have contributed to shaping a shared vision for integrating postal networks in the digital economy, supporting e-commerce, financial inclusion, and innovation across the continent. As we open the Plenipotentiary Conference today, the highest decision-making organ of our union, our duty is to consolidate these gains and accelerate our progress as a union. We must deepen digital transformation, strengthen implementation of our policies, and expand the tangible benefits delivered to member states. Above all, we must ensure that Africa's postal sector remains a dynamic driver of inclusion, connectivity, and economic growth. Together, we have built a strong foundation. Now we must move forward deliberately, confidently, and with a shared commitment to the future of our union. I can't end without expressing my sincere appreciation to the government and the people of Uganda for graciously accepting to host us here in Kampala and for giving me in particular a warm welcome as a daughter of the soil. I am forever grateful to you Right Honorable Prime Minister, who will be joining us later, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Uganda Communications Commission, and the Organizing Committee on the Ugandan side. From the energy, passion, and the depth of engagement demonstrated in the first week of the committees, which served as our engine room of ideas, to the Administrative Council, which has refined those ideas into clear proposals, we have collectively laid a strong and solid foundation. Today, we gather at the point where vision meets decision. The responsibility now rests with this distinguished conference to consider, adopt, and give effect to the decisions that will shape the future of our union and the postal sector across our continent. What lies before us is both a responsibility and an opportunity. An opportunity to chart a bold, forward-looking path for Africa's postal sector, one that fully embraces digital technology, innovation, and transformation. A future where our postal networks evolve into dynamic, modern platforms that are not only efficient and sustainable, but also relevant, resilient, and responsive to the needs of our people. I can say with confidence that we are now on the verge of making history here in Kampala. The decisions you take in this conference will define the trajectory of the PAPU for years to come and position Africa's postal sector to thrive in an increasingly digital and interconnected world. Let Kampala be remembered in the annals of history as the place where postal sector got a new spring in its step. With those brief remarks, it now gives me great pleasure to invite my colleague, my partner in this journey, the Secretary General of the Pan African Postal Union, Dr. Sifundo Chief Moyo, to deliver his address. Dr. Moyo, the floor is yours. Thank you very much for listening to me. Merci beaucoup. Asante sana. Shukran. Obrigado.